Does anyone in America want to adopt me? It sounds like a joke, but that's exactly what hundreds of Europeans have written after visiting ordinary American homes. Not luxury mansions, not millionaire estates, just normal suburban houses. Because for many visitors, the biggest culture shock wasn't Times Square or the Grand Canyon. It was walking through an ordinary American front door. Suddenly, everyday life seemed easier. Laundry finished in an hour. Groceries stayed dry in the rain. Summer heat disappeared the moment they stepped inside. And homes somehow felt like they were designed to solve problems before those problems even happened. Across Reddit, travel forums, and YouTube comments, one sentence keeps appearing. I didn't realize what I was missing until I came to America. Today, we'll explore 5 surprisingly ordinary American home features that left Europeans wondering, why don't we have this? And by the end, you may realize these aren't luxury upgrades at all. They're everyday conveniences most Americans barely notice anymore. Feature 1. Open living spaces. For many Europeans, the first surprise begins before they unpack their suitcase. They open the front door and can't figure out where one room ends and another begins. The kitchen flows into the dining room blends into the living room. Everything feels connected. To many Americans, that's perfectly normal. To many Europeans, it's shocking. Most European homes were built centuries before cars existed. Cities were compact, land was expensive. Homes were designed to fit inside crowded neighborhoods. America's suburbs were built very differently. After World War II, there was land, there were affordable building materials, and families wanted space, lots of it. Today's average American home is nearly twice the size of many European homes. At first, visitors often dismiss it as unnecessary until they actually live inside one. Cooking without bumping into someone, children playing while parents prepare dinner, friends talking across one shared space. Suddenly, bigger doesn't feel wasteful, it feels practical. Feature 2. Central air conditioning. The second surprise usually happens during summer. Outside, it's nearly 100 degrees. Inside, the house feels perfect, without opening windows, without portable fans, without sweating. For many Europeans, this almost feels like magic. Nearly 90% of American homes have air conditioning. In much of Europe, the number is dramatically lower. For decades, Europe simply didn't need it. Summers were mild. Old stone buildings stayed cool. Installing AC wasn't considered worth the expense. But climate has changed. Recent heat waves have broken records across Europe. Many homes trap heat for days. Sleeping becomes difficult. Fans simply move warm air around the room. Then visitors remember that week they spent in Arizona, Florida, or Ohio, where every room stayed comfortable no matter how hot it became outside. Americans rarely think about indoor temperature because someone already solved that problem decades ago. Feature 3. Attached garage. The next surprise comes before they even enter the house. It's raining, the groceries are heavy, yet nobody gets wet. Why? Because the garage connects directly to the kitchen. For Americans, it's routine. For many Europeans, it's surprisingly luxurious. In much of Europe, parking often means the street, a shared parking lot, or a garage several minutes away. But American garages became much more than parking spaces. They're workshops, storage rooms, bike sheds, DIY spaces, mini gyms, holiday decoration storage, even home businesses. Visitors often realize the garage isn't about cars, it's about convenience. One room quietly solving dozens of everyday problems. Feature 4. The dryer. No feature creates more unexpected appreciation than the humble clothes dryer. Europeans often assume dryers are unnecessary. After all, clothes have dried naturally for thousands of years. But then, reality happens. Rain, humidity, children, large families, tiny apartments. Suddenly, laundry hangs across chairs, doors, radiators, bedrooms, sometimes for 2 days. Meanwhile, in an American home, wet clothes disappear into one machine and return completely dry less than an hour later. It isn't laziness, it's time. Tiny pieces of time, added together over years, hours, days, weeks. Americans rarely think about laundry because laundry rarely interrupts their lives. That's the real luxury. Feature 5. The basement. Nothing confuses Europeans more than discovering another entire floor hidden underground. At first, many assume Americans simply wanted even more space, but the real reason is surprisingly practical. In much of Northern America, winter freezes the ground. Frozen soil expands. That movement can crack foundations. Builders solve this by digging below the frost line. Once the hole already exists, adding a basement costs surprisingly little. So what started as engineering became extra living space. Family rooms, home theaters, gyms, offices, guest bedrooms, storage, storm shelters, children's playrooms. One practical solution created an entirely new part of American life. Even many Americans don't realize their basement exists because of climate, not luxury. Conclusion. Here's what surprised many Europeans most. None of these features feel extraordinary while you're living with them. No one brags about having cool air, or dry laundry, or a garage, or an open kitchen. They're simply part of everyday life. But once you've experienced them, they're surprisingly hard to forget. That's why so many travelers return home looking at their own houses differently. A kitchen suddenly feels cramped. A heat wave suddenly feels unnecessary. Laundry suddenly feels slower. Comfort has a strange effect. Once you've experienced it, your definition of normal quietly changes forever. And maybe that's the biggest lesson. America didn't simply build bigger houses. It built homes designed to remove small frustrations before they become daily routines. Not because Americans expected luxury, but because history, geography, climate, and timing allowed many of these ideas to become standard. So perhaps the real surprise isn't that Europeans admire these homes. It's that ordinary Americans often don't realize just how extraordinary they appear to the rest of the world.